What's up guys, Jkun Prime here with another Marvel's Avengers video, and today I wanted to give my 2 cents on everything that's been going on news-wise with the game, as well as answer that question that seems to be on the tip of everybody's tongue when it comes to this game. Is Avengers dead? As always, if you enjoy the video, please leave a like rating on it, as it shows your support and it really helps the videos out. And if you're new to the channel, I've been steadily covering all Avengers details, as well as started an Avengers podcast called Damage Control, focusing on the state of the game and the Avengers community. So hit that subscribe button and tap the bell, that way you always know when I have a new video for you. And finally, if you want to catch any of the Avengers action live, whether it be for leveling up your characters or playing games with the community, be sure to hit up my live stream, twitch.tv/jkunprime. Now with all the official stuff out of the way, let's do this. So is Avengers dead? Short answer is no. But there's more to it than that. The biggest thing that people seem to cling on when it comes to this game dying is the player base on PC dropping below 1,000 players. That's startling, to be sure, and having originally started on PC for this game, I can see why that would alarm some people. This game has definitely had a rough launch, and if given another swing at it, I'm pretty convinced that Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix probably would have ditched the always online games as a service format and focused more on a more in-depth, longer, more story-driven single-player / co-op campaign and just left it at that. This game has bugs galore, but thankfully I have not had to experience many of these issues everyone else seems to be dealing with, and the ones that I did encounter, I was able to fix on my own without any assistance from an update or a patch. So I consider myself pretty fortunate in that department that I haven't experienced many of the problems others seem to deal with. I feel the biggest problem with this game was suffering from the fact that there was not a lot of communication with the community on the developer side of things until recently. And while we knew content was coming for Avengers, none of us knew when it was coming. Thankfully, during my YouTube break last week, this changed and we were finally given some information we were desperately seeking. Unfortunately, it was paired up with something we really didn't want to hear. All the content was being pushed back. Kate Bishop, who was set for an October release, was moved back to November. Hawkeye, who was set for a November release, is most likely getting pushed back a month as well, and Black Panther and the new area to the game in the form of Wakanda is getting pushed back until next year. But sadly, it didn't stop there. One of the big things I was looking forward to, which was the big next-gen upgrade for the game, was also being pushed back to next year. All of this stung. A lot. But as a seasoned looter-style game player, I understand this move. The game is still rough around the edges, and many players are still experiencing problems with the game. When faced with a situation where you either fix your game, or you put out new content, the choice is simple. You fix your game. And I have openly said on more than one occasion that this game could have used some more time in the oven. Thankfully, we were not greeted with only bad news. Prior to making this video, the game has received a couple updates in the form of the Tachyon missions and the new SHIELD Substation Zero outpost. Furthermore, the devs told in the next upcoming weeks we should expect another Avengers War Table, where they will further discuss the state of the game, as well as show off the next big in-game content for us to tackle in the form of Omega-level threat missions. Omega-level threat missions will be very comparable to raids, according to the devs, which will require the full cooperation of a 4-player team in order to complete them. And the first one we are going to get is going to be the AIM cloning lab that we kept hearing about. Lastly, to show their appreciation to the community that is continuing to stick with them, beginning October 22nd, all players will receive a digital thank you bundle in the form of 1,500 credits, which is the premium game currency, so it's basically like a $15 gift card. 7,000 units, the in-game currency, 250 upgrade modules, which are used to buy resources and upgrade gear, 20 DNA keys, which are used to open special shield chests in certain missions within the game, and a Sarah Garza-inspired nameplate for your profile. I would make a seriously you're the best joke, but I'm not done with my coffee yet this morning, so let's just move on. Crystal Dynamics wanted to make sure that we knew that they heard us loud and clear during all of this, so they made sure to mention that certain things that we've been wanting is currently being looked at to be put into the game, including one of the big ones we've been talking about, which is the ability to replay the reassembled story campaign via New Game Plus style with all of our gear intact. I personally feel like this should have been one of the first things to show up, but I'll cut them a little slack, being that it seems to be the trend with a lot of games nowadays, where the main game comes out and the New Game Plus shows up later. God of War did it, Spider-Man did it, and now even Ghost of Tsushima has done it. So I'll let that one go. But to wrap up here, I feel Avengers' biggest problem was communication, and it looks like we're getting that now. I feel like the next thing we need as a community is some form of a roadmap, so that we know what is coming and when it's coming and when about we should kind of expect it. That way we aren't sitting in limbo not knowing what's going to be coming next. But with that being said, let me circle back to the big question. Is Avengers dead? No, it's not dead, but it was wounded, and it still kind of is. The developers are showing that they're doing whatever it takes to close said wounds and deliver the experience we were promised, and I have all the faith in the world that they will do exactly that. The biggest thing that we need right now is a little bit of patience, which, to be fair, that's what everyone seems to lack, being that it's so trendy to just jump on the hate bandwagon just for the sake of jumping. I cannot stress this next statement enough. This is a game as a service. How these games work is always the same. There's a burst of content, then a lull in content, another big burst, and then another lull, and the cycle continuously repeats itself. Destiny, The Division, World of Warcraft, Warframe, and the soon-to-be-released Godfall, I promise you, all follow this format. This is why many content creators, like myself, don't just play one. We play multiple ones. We play until the content's done in this game, and then we move over to the next one. And we play that content until new content shows up for the other one. And we just kind of rinse and repeat that formula. That way everything kind of stays fresh, you don't get burnt out, and the wheels just keep right on spinning. I trust you. This is how these games are meant to be played. I absolutely promise you. So I feel like a lot of people really need to just calm down and stop being so quick to pick up the torches and pitchforks. Because let's be real here for a second. Like let's really be real. Destiny 1 had this exact same issue. And Destiny 1 is considered by many to be the measuring stick of a lot of looter-style games now. But no one thought this until The Taken King came out a year after Destiny 1's release. Avengers hasn't even been out 3 months yet. Think about that. Thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you next time.